they wind up taking them all down, actually. They don't show a whole lot, but what they do show, you get the gist that, they've got it handled, and they both knock out the Green Goblin, with a simultaneous punch.
Crack!
Crack! To save the day. Oh yeah, Stiltman shows up. He's apparently the mastermind behind everything. And they have to fight.
Freaking Stiltman, man. Yeah. Why do they keep bringing Stiltman
I
back?
don't know. That somebody's really like the head of Marvel right now is like, hey, Stiltman, right? He's in this one?
I want pictures of Stiltman!
It'd be like if DC's like, we need Kite Man on everything.
Right. That'd be amazing.
The calculator is in every episode.
I want the calculator.
Freaking, Stiltman's getting away with the box. He's got the box. They go after him, and he seems to be particularly a little bit more difficult than usual. But eventually they catch up to him, and they're able to recover the box. And let's see. They have a little conversation, like Spider-Man's like, you're not short, and he's like, I am short. He's like, well, it comes with being 9 years old. You'll grow, and he's like, oh, I hope so. And then they just kind of sit there quietly
I feel like I know what this is now.
Sit there kind of quietly on a building top, and then he says, so what's in the box anyway? That New York City can't live without. And the kid goes to open it, and it's a Spider-Man action figure.
That's so cute.
He says, it's you. He's like, yeah, it's great. He's like, and Spider-Man says, or the kid asks him, Spider-Bite asks, do you have this one? And Spider-Man's all, you think I collect my own action figures? Spider-Bite's like, of course. And he's like, yeah, I do, but don't tell anybody. But I don't really take them out of the box. And the kid's like, what a waste. And he's like,
Peachy! Like the conflict in Peachy's head for the last 2 years.
Did you see that?
It just went orange?
Yeah, green. Like they turned green.
Colorblind!
I know, but my screen jumped and the Spider-Man's turned green.
Oh.
It was weird.
Or orange if you're colorblind.
Yeah, or orange. Spidey's all, man, I wish I had this many points of articulation. It would be useful. He said, does my head really look this big? And Spider-Bite says, I think it's the eyes, and starts to cough. Spider-Man says, are you okay? Spider-Bite says, yeah, I'm just, and starts coughing some more. And Spider-Man says, let's just get this mask off. And Spider-Bite says, well, what about my secret identity? And Spider-Man says, it's all right, we saved the whole world. And in the next panel we see, I think that's enough adventure. And we see them, it's Spider-Man with a kid in the hospital. Obviously a sick kid in the hospital. They're sitting on top of some lockers that are supposed to be the building top. And there's a bunch of, like, his parents and hospital staff that are there dressed as villains that were playing the Sinister 60 to help him be Spider-Man for the day and whatever.
Make a wish.
Which would have been more than enough to end the book right there. I was super emotional at that point. I thought that was the end of it. Went on to read, the parents are super thankful for Spider-Man and doing this for the kid and everything, and they're like, okay, well, Spider-Man has to leave now, you need to, and Spider-Man's like, yeah, after saving the world, you need to get some rest. Come on, even superheroes need rest, right, Spider-Man? Absolutely. Saving the whole city is exhausting. And the kid says, he shouts, I don't want to go to bed! Like, tantrum right there. Spider-Man just kind of looks at him, and he's like, and the kid says he's really sorry. He's like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ruin it. And he's like, hey, you didn't ruin it. You didn't ruin anything. It's okay. It's more than okay. I had a great day. That was one of the most epic team-ups ever. And the parents are like, could we have a quick word? And Spider-Man says, sure. They go to talk to him out in the dealie. the kid says, will you come back and say goodbye? And Spider-Man says, of course, I'm not just going to walk away from my partner. And they tell him, they say, Spider-Man, thank you so much. All I wanted was to be Spider-Man for a day. And you made that come true in a way we couldn't imagine. I'm sorry for his outburst. And Spider-Man says, don't worry about it. He's a great kid. And hey, no one wants to go to bed when they're having fun. And the mother says, it's not that. He's worried he won't get up again. And they show the kid inside the hospital room with a big frown on his face, looking down at his Spider-Man mask. Spider-Man asks if he has a coat or something warm to wear, and they're like, what? And he's like, yeah. Does he have a coat? And he goes in to talk to him again. He says, hey, Nathan, I'm sorry. And Nathan says, I'm sorry for yelling. You've been amazing. And he says, don't worry about it.
He knows he's Spider-Man. He's the amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, right. Don't worry about it, Spider-Man said. You like being Spider-Man for a day? The kid says, yeah, it was awesome. And Spider-Man says, good, because here's the thing. Your day's not over. And he takes him out for a swing, and that's the end of the book. They're just swinging through the sky. Oh, that got me. And if you're pulling at my freaking heartstrings, you get my damn pick of the week. Yeah. 10 fucking staples.
9.5.
No Jaro.
No Jaro.
Yeah, no, that was dumb. I hated it, and I don't want to talk about Spider-Man ever again. Thanks.
My theory at the beginning of the book was that it was just that, like you said, an imp, but that he was asleep because he deserved sleep.
Right.
And he was dreaming at some point, and it was like a magical imp that could give him anything he wanted, and it was going to be like, take away May's cancer, and then he'd wake up, and it was just a dream kind of thing. And it wasn't that, but it's just freaking damn.
Yeah,
Ugh.
There was one point when you were showing us the panels, and I saw the background. It was all drawn on, and I was like, it's gonna be a kid! And I thought it was gonna be a lot happier.
Yeah.
So I'm upset. I don't like being upset. Now that we have separate mics, you get to hear all of us crying a lot closer, which is cool. Except for Sudon. Sudon doesn't cry. He's a stone.
Sudon robot. No, just kidding.
It's Game of Thrones writing. Easily predictable.
It was a great book. The art was great. I loved it. And I'm glad I took
cancer.
Yeah.
That's probably like how he met him and stuff. Like May cancer. So don't like that. Yeah, but sorry, continue.
No, that's just the other funny thing about it. I always find Spider-Man a relatable character, which is the reason I continue to read him. But after dressing up this past weekend for Free Comic Book Day in my Scarlet Spider costume and seeing how excited the kids got over it, I started talking about and thinking about, going to hospitals and stuff. So I mentioned that to the wife, and then, this book is out.
It's like, that idea. Hey,
that idea
this.
there. Yeah.
Because they're listening.
Yeah. I'm like, wow, they hear me. Yeah. So I need to look into that, and that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the art. I loved everything. I'm glad I took the time to read it. I'm glad that I took the time to not only read it, but understand it.
Sorry, the dog. Of course she stops whining when you stop talking, but... Yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, not only that I took the time to read it, but that I took the time to comprehend and understand it. I actually slowed myself down a little bit because I've been doing a lot of fast-paced reading to try and catch up. But this was one that, of course, by the end of it, definitely sunk in. But yeah, and it made up my mind. I'm going to continue this book.
Yeah, you have to. So I can live vicariously through you and know about Spider-Man.
For sure.
You definitely just made the decision for me to cancel it. Because I don't want cancer.
If you read this book, you will get cancer.
No. If you read this book, cancer will happen to 1 or 60 of your characters.
Yeah.
That's the second character in this book series that they've given cancer.
Right.
Odds are not good in 5 books.
But yeah, that's our comic reviews for this week, for the week of May 8th. May 8th. As always, we want to thank our local comic book store, All Seas Collectibles, at
1250 South Abilene Street, Aurora, Colorado, 80012.
Yes, what she said. Thank you, All Seas.
That's what she said.
Always, we do, again, want to encourage you to pick up these books, support your local comic shop, support the artists and writers that are putting their heart and soul into these stories and giving us this awesome end of their creativity for us
and
to
crying.
share with the world. Yeah.
I love crying.
Yeah, all of it.
I was so happy. I got to talk about Barry Allen. And then you got to throw Peter Parker in my face.
Oh yeah, that's right. We got to go over our books for next week. What do you got?
I have Justice League number 24, which I will share with Sudon. Nightwing number 60. That's a big number, 60. Spider-Man Life Story number 3. I don't know if I'm going to read it because I haven't read the first 2.
The first 2 were actually pretty good, and I'm actually kind of looking forward to this one.
Yeah. Which you're not getting?
I'm
Or
getting, but
you're
I'm
not
gonna
reading?
read it.
So if we do talk about it, I'll be talking about it with Peachy. Maybe? I don't know.
Right.
And then the Dream Daddy, dad dating comic comes out in the trade paperback next week, which I'm really upset about because I'm going to have to get it. But I probably won't be talking about that because you guys don't want to hear about that. You two specifically.
You don't know that?
I got Amazing Spider-Man volume number 5, number 21, with Peachy over there.
Yep.
The Aquamans, some Batmans, the Immortal Hulk, number 77.
Yeah, that jumped quite a few.
Yeah, it's been coming out every day.
with the alien cover on there. And did you see how the cover looks like he's in the alien xenomorph hive? Justice League number 2040.
24.
Then Power Rangers, some other books.
Is that Mighty Morphin or
So Go Power Rangers number
Go-Go Power
20,000. And then Superman number 11D2nd.
11D2nd?
Might pick that up. But yeah, that's what I've got.
My books are, share Amazing Spider-Man number 21 with you. I have Daredevil number 5 out next week. Immortal Hulk number 17. What's that?
I said, after you said Daredevil, I said that's going to be your pick of the week.
Maybe. I like me some Daredevil. But the Venom story's been going pretty good also. Immortal Hulk 17, Spider-Man Life Story number 3, and then Venom number 12 is out next week. So I may be talking about that, depending on what the
Sitches?
I'm going to talk about Star Wars TIE Fighter.
Yeah, hey, that's your prerogative. Like, comment, subscribe on all of our social media networks. Stapled together.
Just search it. Stapled together. It's us.
Yeah.
Promise.
Yep.
In most sense of the words, we should be the only staple together, yeah.
Check out our Patreon if you want to help us out.
She's really making it sound like there's a tortured puppy in the background.
There is.
She's torturing herself. We're just trying to finish up for her. Oh, sorry.
I forgot where it was at, but I guess Sudon's going to close us out with a quote here.
Sorry.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Oh yeah, like, comment, subscribe on all our social media networks. Oh yeah, Patreon.
Oh yeah, yep.
Patreon is up. If you want to help us out, show some support, want to get yourself a t-shirt, some stickers,